Alright, in this video we're going to be designing a new CO2 Dragster front wheel. This wheel is considered a high performance wheel because it has a lot of panels that are open or holes that you can see in the front of the wheel, and also it supports the mounting of the 6mm bearing we just previously had designed. Okay, to get started designing this new high performance wheel where we have these panels that are cut out and also it mounts the 6mm bearing, let's take this older one here and go to the profile sketch of it and start our design. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to right mouse click on the original sketch that I created. We'll zoom up on this so we can take measurements off of it for our design. Okay, so now let's go ahead and create a new file, and we're going to call this file, let's hit a save on that. We're going to say 2025-high performance front wheel. And we'll say version, we'll say -001. So now I'm going to select all of this text, as we always do a Control-C to copy that text, then save the file. So that way it has the name. Once I save the file, I'll right mouse click on the name and I will say create new component. As we just saved our name, I'll do a Control-V and place it in on the component one name and hit OK. So now what I'm going to do is go ahead and create a sketch. I'll select the front plane because that better orients it, and we're going to do a revolve. I'm going to select my sketch command here, my place line, and I'm going to draw a center line. And I'll start from here, and I'll just move out to about, that's big, we'll go to about, probably about right here, 15, because the wheel's not going to be that wide. Go ahead and hit escape. So we got that first piece in. Go back to our drawing and let's reference it. So over here, we can see that from this distance to this distance, we set a size of 6.2 millimeters. 6.2 millimeters. That gives us a little bit of cushion based on how the printer will actually print. In case there's a little overage or underage or whatever, we can still get that bearing in, because there's always tolerance concerns that you have when you design your parts in 3D and also using a 3D printer. So we're going to go back over here to our drawing, and we're going to say we're going to create an offset here. We'll select this line, and we'll come up 6.2 millimeters. Okay, we got that in. Now we can actually zoom up on this a little bit. I'm going to take this dimension and move it out of the way. Now what I'm going to do is come back over to my original drawing, my original part that I designed. And I'm going to create a vertical line, and I'm going to say that's 15.5, so it'd give us 31 millimeter diameter front wheel. So let's come back over here and see if we can do another offset. So I'll grab this, select this line here, and I will say 15.5. And see if it brings that up to 15.5. Actually, probably what we want to do is 31. So we'll come up here and say 31, and that gives us a distance of 31. We shouldn't have done that. We'll just come back here and hit 15.5. Okay, we'll hit that. Whoops, that's huge. Let's roll out here. I got too big here, guys. All right, that's way too big. So we'll say 15.5 millimeters. There we go. Double click on our middle mouse and it zooms us back up here. Okay, that looks a little better. So now, going back over to our reference sketch here, we're going to take a look at that. And we've got a vertical line here and a vertical line there. So let's go ahead and put those in. Come back here, and we'll come back and get our line command. And we'll go from here up to there. Now, looking at this again, I'm going to have to come back and change this. So I'm going to hit escape, and I'm going to select that dimension. And because I wanted 6.2, it's going to make it 12 in diameter. So I'm going to hit /2. So it should be 3.1. There we go. Now I'm going to come off of this. I'm just going to draw a vertical sketch here. Place that in. And when you see that little square, it shows that it's right. It shows that it's perpendicular. So let's come back over here and check the measurement. It says it's 1.75 thickness. So remember our minimum in the TSA Dragster competition event guide, it says the minimum wheel contact surface on the front wheel is 1.5. I'm going to go a little bit over in case the judge misjudges the actual wheel. So we're going to come in here, place another dimension, hit the D key, select this guy, and select that guy, and we'll come in and we'll say 1.75. Okay, got that in. That looks good. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my reference sketch and take a few looks here. Okay, it says it comes off that hub, or it starts the hub at 1.5 millimeters. Okay, if you zoom up here real close, you can see there's a defined line right there. We've got a radius of 0.65 millimeters. We can do that. So we'll come back here. We'll come in here, and we're going to do a line. Just going to do it right here. Doesn't matter where I snap, just kind of close to that area. And I'm going to set a distance here of using my D key for dimensions. Come off here, and I actually forgot that dimensions. Let's go back and look. What did I do? Oh, 1.5, and that's just going to be 2.5 off that. Okay, see if we can remember this now. So, here it is. I'm going to say 1.5. Okay, now I'm going to come over here and draw another line, just somewhere right there's fine. Just kind of come up here and make sure I'm vertical. Put that in. And I'm going to set hit escape. I'm going to put a dimension from here to there, come down here, and I'm going to say 2.5 millimeters. Okay. Whoops, that didn't work. Forgot the 2.5 millimeters. Okay, so that's it. Double check that just to be on the safe side. Yeah, okay. 2.5, that looks good. I think we're going the right direction. Let's go back over here. So now with that in, let's hit our S command and go up to our shortcut menu and find trim. If you don't have trim, just hit the T and you can trim it that way. Put that in, take this out, and we're going to take this out and roll out, take a look at it. Okay, now we have a fillet we got to put in here. So I'm going to select this and this, and I'm going to put a fillet in of 0.65. Okay, because that's what the fillet was on our original sketch. Zoom out here, take a look at it. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, go back over here. So now what we're going to do, we need to trim this guy. So hit the shortcut menu for S for shortcut on our trim command, trim that out of there. Okay, let's go kind of a 3D view here. I think, for the most part, let's see what this warning is. Constraints or dimensions were removed during the operation. Okay, let's find out which one it was. I don't see a problem with it. Probably, I think we're okay. Let's see if we can go hit close on that. We'll roll out. And I'm sure there's a constraint here that we can find and we can actually dimension that. It's really not necessary as long as the line work looks pretty good. I think we're good to go. Now I'm sure there are some fusion purists out there, so now you can't do it that way. It works. So I'll select the revolve. I'll select the profile is selected, so now it's asking me to select the center line. We're going to rotate around. Whoa, there it is. There's our dragster, front dragster wheel shape. So let's go ahead and hit escape here. I'm going to accept that. We'll come back to this in a moment. Okay, so now that I've gotten this wheel revolved, I'm going to go ahead and change the color of it because when I go back and forth between this design and let's get out of that, check that sketch. And if I go back and forth between these sketches, I can know which wheel I'm working with. So I'm going to come back over here. I'm going to temporarily change the color. So I hit my A key for appearances. And when I hit that A key for appearances, it'll open up the appearances menu. So I'm going to come over here to favorites. I already saved down a bunch of favorites. And I think for now, I'm going to just go ahead and grab this kind of a matte color and put it on there so it's a light blue so I can see it. So that looks pretty good right there. Now what I'm going to do is go ahead and do a front, look at this from the right side view actually. So I can come up here because I'm going to be doing a sketch. Now let's go back to our reference drawing here real quick. And let's come over here to this sketch. I'm going to come down here to the timeline. Come over here to this sketch right here. I'll select this, and I'll do a right mouse click, and I'll do an edit. So I can kind of see what I did. Oh boy, we can't see that file. Yes, we can if we do this. We'll come over here, and we'll set ourselves to wireframe with hidden edges. Okay, so now we can kind of see what we've got going on right here. So I'm going to roll up here, take a look at these measurements, and I'm going to replicate that on this file over here. So, looking again, it says that it draws a center line up here, and it's actually drawing a concentric circle, 12 millimeters. Okay, I've got that. I'm not sure what this distance is, but we'll figure it out. So let's come back over here and let's draw that 12 millimeter concentric circle. So we're going to create a new sketch, and we're going to select this surface, not the plane, but that surface. We'll roll up on this, and place a circle by center, scroll out here, and we know that the diameter on that was 12 millimeters. Hit that and accept it. Let's go ahead now and draw a construction line. I'll go from here, create a construction line. Now then the line command. And I'm going to come up here to, I'm going to say about right there. I don't know what that distance is. We're going to go back over here. Let's hit escape, get out of that. I'm going to back over here. We're going to measure. We'll measure from here to there. Hopefully I can get that. And I'll come up here to this, measure. I'll go from the center to there. I'll come out and see if I can grab that line. And I'm not grabbing that line. I got snap set. Yes, I got snap set. I'll hit this show snap points. Let's try this again. Hit reset. I'm going to try and measure from here. And I'm going to go out to, I can't seem to get to that line. So what I'm going to do is hit reset again and scroll down on selection one. I can't do that. I'll just come up here. Okay, I can't seem to get to that point, but here's what I'm going to do instead. I'm going to hit close. And since I'm still in the sketch palette, I'm going to go over here and create a point. And I'm going to put that point somewhere. See that snap point right there? Perfect. So now we'll figure out what that distance that this line should be. So we'll go back to our measure command. Snap from here. And go up here to line selected. And that's telling me essentially 13 millimeters, give or take where I placed that point. So let's close that off, and let's come back over here, and let's take this line right here and set a dimension on it, hitting the D key. Come out here. Oh, we're pretty close. We'll just say 13 millimeters. Okay, so we got that in. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back over to this sketch and reference it again. And it looks like it came off there parallel, so we'll come back over here, and we'll come off that line. Take a look at it, kind of figure it out. Actually, let's go back here real quick. Do that measurement again, and we're going to select here, and we'll come over here and select this. Okay, it's still selecting the surface, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn that body off so I can see that line. So turn the body off. Now I'll take that measurement and see if we can get it. I should have done that in the first place. Go from here over to here. 1 millimeter. That makes sense. Remember, turn the bodies off. I forgot. Turn your bodies off if you can't see something. So come over here, grab this, and we'll flip that direction, and it's set to 1 millimeter. And that's good. We'll turn this line here into a solid line. And now what I'm going to do is place a concentric circle here up to there. And I'm going to turn that concentric circle into a solid line. I guess I have to escape. Grab that concentric circle and turn that into solid. And let's go ahead and expand this over here on our tree. We're going to turn our body off so you can kind of see a little bit better. Looks good. All right, let's go back over here to the front wheel. And let's get a measurement from there to there. Okay, it's like 45 degrees. So I will go ahead and come back here, and I will place a line from here up to here. And it says 139 on the angle. I'm going to hit the tab key. I'm going to go 135. 135 is 90 plus 45 degrees. And so hit enter. And now we've pretty much got our shape roughed in. So let's go ahead and hit our trim command. S key, trim this out, trim that out, trim this out, trim this out. Not going to need this. We're not going to need that. We're going to get this. Come around here and get that. And we'll get this here as well. Roll up on this, this, this. So we got it pretty well trimmed out. But let's go back and look at this one more time to see what our interior fillets are. It looks like 0.75 here and 1.5 there. Okay, we can do that. So we'll come over here and we'll get our fillet command. Select this, select that, and it says 2, we'll go 1.5 here. Now we'll come over here and do the same thing on this one. Let's hit fillet first. Here, here, and it says 2, so 1.5. And we'll come up here at the top, which we know is 0.75, so we'll go fillet on that. And we'll say 0.75. Okay, that looks good. Hit enter. And enter. Go fillet this again. This here, say 0.75. Okay, so it looks like we've replicated everything from the previous file as far as those distances. I like that. Let's go ahead and hit finish. Let's do come back over here. We'll go ahead and hit finish on this sketch. All right. Now we've got a couple options here. We can, if we go back over here and look at this, we do an extrude on this, and then we do a feature extrude, or then we do an extrude cut, and we finish that sketch. Come over here and do this, and we do an extrude cut. Let's turn our bodies back on. See right here, and then we take that feature, this hole we cut out, and we do a circular pattern. We're going to do the same thing. Come back over here. We're going to go ahead and turn our body back on. We're going to go ahead and do our extrusion. Remember, it's an extrusion cut. So we select that, say new body. Nope, we want to do a cut. And we probably have to look at it more in a 3D view. So just push that back there. It doesn't matter how far. We make that cut. So now what we're going to do is we're going to make sure our sketches are turned on. The sketches, okay, good. Now we're going to come over here and do a circular pattern. There it is. And it's going to come up and say object type. We're going to say, we'll say, I think it's features is what we want. I'm going to try features. And I'm just going to go select this down here. That guy right there. And it says select our axis. So I'm going to grab that center line that we placed here originally, right there. Grab that. And it looks like it went in and did a circular pattern. Now you may have to set your circular pattern to 8 because I had previously done that. But I'm going to rotate this up around, take a look at that. And we're going to say, okay. So there it is. It's done our fillets for us that we want. And we have just completed our high performance wheel version 1. So let's go ahead and save that file. Hit our save, so we have that in our library. Double check that it went into the library correctly. Yes, it's in our parts library. That's good.